Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, the views, subscribes, comments, generous donations in all forms. I appreciate all of it. We're going to go ahead and ring the bell. We're going to clear out the energy this morning, and then we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us today. Grand Rising K-Hypsee, how are you this morning? Have a blessed day, and thank you so very much. All right, let's see what the message the Spirit. Let's ring the bell. Hey, Miss Grand Marquise. The truth is out about a decision that someone made. They tried to cover up this truth for a long time. Hi, Lyrical Galactic. Hey, Robert. Grand Rising Aisha. Someone tried to cover up this secret for a while. But they can't cover it up anymore. The truth is out about this decision that they made, and they can't fake the funk, and they want to. They're so used to being able to put some type of cover on it, or come up with some type of excuse. You know, they were so used to being able to all of a sudden pull the rabbit out the hat to make if somebody questioned them about something, but they can't do that any longer. No longer. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star. Told you. The truth is out. You know, and somebody was wishing for this truth to come out. They've been wishing for this for a while now, and it finally came out. Finally. You know, it is something about their pursuits and money. Somebody thought that they was going to chase money and that they was going to be happy. But and you know what? It's something about their love of money, that them chasing money, them thinking that money is going to make them happy. Somebody else, their counterpart, told them that money was not the end all and the be all. You know, there's something about somebody needed to have some courage in this situation and go after, you know, happiness. But somebody, they made a rash decision, and it was when they made this rash decision, you know, just by some erroneous information. That's what I'm hearing. And they went with that. It got them caught up. It got them put in a position where, hey, Nancy, it got them put in a position where it was like the choice that they made, it destroyed them. It came with so many burdens. It came with so many burdens, so many pitfalls, so many downhill slides that this person never thought about it. They just heard, you know, whenever you, let's just say that you was in you know, God forbid anyone be in a car accident today, but you was in a car accident. It was not your fault. And you know, you got a little hurt. You thought it was just a little hurt. You know, you thought it was just a crick in your neck. And the other insurance company that's responsible for paying, you know, for your car, for the rental, for your medical bills, you know, they gave you a settlement, and then you thought, okay, well, $6,000. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. But you didn't read the fine print on that settlement. And they even phrased it, let's just get you something to get you started. You're thinking, to get me started. You heard that part, but you didn't read the fine print, only to find out 2 months later, now you can barely walk. 2 months later, you can't even look to the left. You can only look to the right, but your neck is so fucked up, you can't look over here. It hurts anytime you try and bend or pick something off the floor. You can't even hold things in your hand anymore. But you know what? You didn't read the fine print. You didn't ask questions. You didn't find out more information. And now that money that they gave you, that little bit of money, that's nothing. Because you going back and forth to the doctor, you finding out that your medical bills are $32,000 damn dollars. And now that's all on you. Somebody didn't read the fine print. Hey, Jerome. They didn't find out all the intricate details about that situation that they needed to find out. And they are very sad, to say the least. They missed what they should have seen. They didn't ask what they should have asked to know, tried to find out. And now, anything that they can't go anywhere. They're stuck. They're stuck. Something about this person is thinking about, this collaboration that they did in the past, or how they used to work with you in the past. How you used to give them good advice, how you used to think of these questions and say them out loud. Well, what about future medical bills? What about if you wake up tomorrow because you don't want to sign that agreement today and tomorrow you can't? Well, what about this? Ask them about this. Ask them about that. See, you used to get down into it. You used to find out more information. You used to be the one that, made sure that you was protecting yourself. Somebody else was protecting themselves, that you wasn't just going to take what somebody said off the flip. And somebody's thinking about that now, and they realize that was what they really wanted. That was what they really appreciated. That's what they really needed. That stability. See, now somebody is thinking about that stability. Now they're envisioning what stability truly is. And it's not that little bit of pocket change. Because you may have gotten paid $10,000 for that, and that's just a little bit of pocket change. That's just something to catch your bills up. There's nothing to sustain you for the rest of your life. It's going to take way more than $10,000 for the rest of your life. That little bit that you got, that was just for that time. And that's it. Now somebody's realizing they shorted themselves. Hey, Black Enlightenment. How are you? Somebody realizes now they got clarity about this relationship or about the importance of a relationship that they had. Now somebody sees something different. Now that the truth is out, they didn't know that if they made this decision, this foolish ass, dumb, not thought out decision, that they was basically given the keys to control their life to somebody that did not need to have control of their life, because that was the same person whose own life was out of control. Now somebody is afraid and they are in pain. And the reason that they're in pain is because they gave the devil control. That's why they're afraid. That's why they're in pain. Because they gave somebody control over their life and they don't know how to fix it. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Thank you so very much, Kevin. They don't know how to fix it. Judgment is being called on these decisions that they made under the moonlight, in secret. Like I said, the truth is out. Somebody can't hide it. They can't fake the funk anymore. They can't sweep it under the rug. They can't say, well, it's because of this, it's because of that. They can't do none of that shit no more. All they can do is just accept the truth is out and go for that. All they can do is sit here and say, you know what? I was stupid. I'm learning a lesson. I've learned the lesson. Hey, Ford Keith M., how are you? Somebody didn't realize how strong your partnership was, how strong this relationship was. They didn't realize the strength that they had, or the strength that they could have had they respected your relationship. But instead, somebody was able to be easily tricked out their spot. And it was just a fantasy for them to think that I'm going to get this money by tomorrow. Oh, yes. And then they confirmation. And then they kept thinking, well, when is tomorrow coming? Tomorrow was never coming. It was all a fantasy. It was all a reason to get a ploy to get them stuck. It was all a lie. All of it was a fucking lie. This person now wishes that they could walk away from this conflict. Hey, Susan. Thank you so very much. They wish that they could walk away from this conflict, but they can't. They put themselves both feet into it. Just like, somebody pouring concrete, and you think you getting ready to I'm gonna put my stamp of approval on it. Watch this. I'm gonna jump in with both feet. And they jump in with both feet, and they doing all this. They want to make sure that their stamp, quote unquote, stamp of approval is there. Their footprint is there for everybody and that's moving past this concrete, walking past, running past, driving past to see. They're gonna make sure they know their name is there. If my name ain't John Jangle Jingleheimer Schmidt the Fourth, everybody gonna know my name. And while they was doing all that wilding out, while they was doing all that showboating, showing off, acting like their name, John Jingleheimer Schmidt the Fourth, is gonna be known, that concrete got hard, and that motherfucker couldn't get his feet out. And the fucked up part is, his shoes laced up. So in order for him to get his feet out that concrete, he would have to undo them laces. But the concrete didn't dry. Motherfucker is stuck looking like a chuck. So everybody know. Everybody that's driving by, everybody that's walking by, everybody on their morning jogs, everybody walking their dog, everybody walking their cat, everybody in their wheelchair going down the street trying to get to the corner store. Everybody know that fool whose feet is stuck in the cement, that's John Jingleheimer Schmidt the Fourth. Everybody knows. Somebody realizing that they're receiving a hardship because they was playing too many motherfucking games. Just playing games with their life. They was trying to play games with your life, but they was playing games. Somebody realizes that it was just all magic, and the magic didn't work. That whole decision that they made, that was a decision. Somebody's finding out that they didn't look at everything. They're also finding out that you did. That's why you're getting the victory. You looked at everything logically. You asked the questions that needed to be asked. You sent the follow-up email. I had a question about this before I signed this agreement. I also had a question about this, about that, about this, about that. And what about if this happens? What about should I need this? What about should you do, should this, should that? They asked until they had all their questions answered. Thank you, Susan. And you know what? Now that this is the reason that this person is finding out that you actually getting what you deserve. You know, you are actually receiving what your claim is worth. You know, your accident claim is worth. You're not shortchanging yourself. You came out with stability with the 4 of Wands. You came out stable because you paid attention. You got out that magnifying glass and you read the motherfucking fine print. If this happened, if that happened, if this happened, if that happened, we do this, we do that. But if you don't do this, we're not going to do that. And we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. You read the motherfucking fine print. You knew how to defend yourself. You knew what you need. You knew that you didn't know everything, but you knew you needed to find out more. That's how people can tell how wise you are, because you know you don't know it all. You know that there are external factors that they're not telling you about, that there is shit that they're not saying, shit that you may not even be really seeing, but you know that you don't know everything. That's why you're wise, because you're open to find out more. Open and hoping. Hey, Unbogged Spiritually 333. See, somebody is finding out. They're finding out the hard way that they're learning a good lesson. And hopefully this person will be able to take this good lesson and realize it's actually a blessing. Somebody, they want to start over, but you know what? This person wants to keep it under wraps. They don't want everybody to know that, you know, that you and them or they starting over, because they don't want people to be like, wait a minute, hold up. You going back to collective. Ain't your name John Jingleheimer Schmidt the Fourth? Ain't that you? Ain't this you that we got on our cell phone? You with your feet stuck in the concrete, not even the mud, motherfucker. Because with the mud, you could wet that shit and get your feet out. But you put both your feet in drying concrete. Isn't this you? You was stuck like this for days until they could get somebody with a jackhammer out there to drill and get your feet out. Ain't this you? Because they don't want people to talk about it. They don't want people to come up and ask them questions. Wait, I thought that you said, but you had told me. But I know that you said, in fact, I even got it on video. Because that day that you was just going off on collective, you remember we was all sitting around drinking and you was just going in. You was like, I don't give a fuck what collective find out. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Remember, let's show you the video. Now somebody want to be diplomatic. Now they want to talk about, you know, how they can actually prosper, you know, or what they thought prosperity was. Now they want to be diplomatic. Or this could have been the person they was working with. One was an earth sign, one was a water sign. But see, now the thing is, Spirit is showing not just that person, but everybody that person was a fool. They can't hide the truth no more. God said, it's time to take the blinders off of everybody. It's time to take the cover off. It's time to reveal. We about to do the reveal, y'all. Everybody gather around. We about to do the reveal. God said with the blanket, shoot, there you go. That's who you're dealing with. Everybody was like, oh, what? Oh. People was grabbing their pearls. Other people was fainting. Other people was, I am just appalled and shocked. Because the truth came out. When God said it's, keep playing. Keep playing. You're going to look real cool when I reveal your ass. Somebody was like, okay, I am going to look real cool. Thanks, God. Thank you. Now that somebody feel like, oh shit, my shit is blown. Hold on, y'all. My shit is blown. Now they don't feel cool. Hey, Observer 88, Tyrell, how are you? Hi, Original. See, somebody, they don't want people to hear about this. They don't want nobody to hear about this. They don't want this to go around. How somebody played themselves. See, somebody could have been a team with you. They could have worked with you because you see clearly. You see beyond any given situation. You do the you got that 6th sense, that 7th sense, that 8th sense. You got your spirit team that's talking to you, that's telling you, that's advising you, that's warning you, that's letting you know to let somebody else know. Hey, I know it's not my job or even my civil duty, but I just had this dream or I had a vision or I'm feeling like I should tell you this. But somebody was like, I know Collective ain't trying to get in my motherfucking business. So that's why you had to hold back. Now they saying, damn, I wish Collective was here to tell me what to do, what they feel, what they see, how I need to proceed. See, they realized that that opportunity they would have had with you would have brought them that happiness, that wish come true. They would have felt fulfilled. They would have felt like they made the right decision, as opposed to fucking up, namely fucking them their own life up. They're watching you be abundant, and the abundance keeps coming in. They're watching everything turn in your favor, no matter what they tried, no matter what they attempted to do, no matter how hard that concrete dried and that quick dry concrete while they were sitting there trying to put both feet in it, showing putting their stamp on it and everything else that they was trying to do. No matter what they tried to do to you, it always backfired and it only affected them. See, now somebody realizes that it's time for them to part company with somebody who was all up in their ear talking about you could do this, you could do that. Oh, baby, don't do it like that. Do it like this. It's time for them to part company with that person, because that person was only there to fuck them up with the 10 of swords and the deception, the 7 of swords. That person was the only purpose that person had in their life was to fuck them up, because that's the same person that wanted to fuck you up. And even though you told somebody I wouldn't listen to them just like that. I wouldn't go there. They was like, you don't know me, you don't own me, you don't know what I'm about to do, you don't this, you don't that. Yeah, you must not know who the fuck I am. My name is John Jangle Hypsee. Okay, John Jangle Hypsee. You could, we could do what you want to do. Do what you feel like you got to do. Do what your foolish ass self tell you to do. Because I'm cool. Now somebody thinking about the actions that they took and how much conflict they caused because of their own actions, because of their own ego, their own foolish pride, their own immaturity. Hello, Reborn Again Dynasty. Their own immaturity, their own whatever. Because of them. They're realizing their actions fucked them up. Not yours. You didn't do nothing to fuck them up. They're realizing that that investment that they made, oh, that was taking them the wrong fucking way. That took them quick, fast, and in a hurry to a tower. You talk about a phoenix rising. You talk about burning the motherfucker down. You talking about we don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn. That was what they did. They just didn't realize that's what they was doing. They should have listened to them old school songs to understand more about life. Because it was the old school songs. That's what was teaching them. Sorry, y'all. I feel like I'm all crooked and shit. That's better. See, they didn't listen. They didn't pay attention to the energy. They didn't feel the energy when the energy was right there. They didn't see the red flags. They was like, who the fuck keep putting all these motherfucking red flags in my way? Move these motherfuckers. But because they didn't use their discernment, that's why they are at a loss with everything. And you know what? You have so much compassion for this person. You really feel empathy for this person. You feel sorry for this motherfucker who acted so damn stupid. They sat there and wanted to explore something else. They wanted to explore whatever else, and now they got to live with this decision. And what's even worse, it's justified. Them getting their own karma, them swallowing their own poison, thinking it's going to hurt you. That's what they get. That's why collective feels bad for this person, sad for this person, compassion for this person, because they sat there and mixed up all this poison. They was getting cleaning products. They was buying shit online. They was getting shit from the hardware store, to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. Only to find out that they was gonna drink that shit, and I'm gonna get you now, collective. Goop, 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 goop. And they're like, why is my throat burning? Hey, Shaylin. See, somebody didn't think about what balance truly was in their life. Somebody didn't try to weigh the pros and the cons. They just said, huh? Did somebody say money? How much money? Oh, 5,000? Where do I sign my name? Where do I sign my name? John Jangle Hypsee IV. See, now somebody's realizing that you put in the work. You put in the work. And that's why, you know what, you got the power. You got the power because you put in the work on yourself. They feel stupid. Stupid, ignorant. Yeah, because they ten of swords themselves. Thinking they was ten of swords in you. They don't know that you got on Teflon clothes, Teflon drawers, Teflon shoes. They ten of swords themselves, thinking they was hurting you. How does that work? You were smart enough to know that this person was working with the fucking devil. So how does that work? You choose the devil's going to get you. The devil's not going to protect you. The devil's not going to be like, oh, did you fall and skin your knee? Come here, little sugar. Come here, let devil kiss it. No, the devil going to be like, so what? Here, come here. Boom! And then the devil going to knock you down again. Oh, did that hurt? Let me help you up. Boom! Then the devil going to fuck you up again. Devil gonna give you the shakedown. Give me that motherfucking money, bitch. Somebody wasn't wise enough to realize they was playing around in devilish energy. But they realize that now. Ever since something has come back around to them. Something has come calling to them. And it's out in the open for everybody to see. They can't sugarcoat shit. They can't hide shit. They can't fake shit. They can't make up shit. They can't do nothing except to accept the shit. That's it. That's all they can do. That's it. Just accept your own shit. They can't be mad at you because they did it. What's the message, Spirit? And then what's even worse is the truth about the decision that they made and why they made this decision is out. Why they made it. And that's the part that got them really fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like somebody was holding, I was watching this, it was a YouTube short video, and it's about some basketball player. I don't know his name, but you know what? He was talking about, he grew up in a single household. His mom was the one that was there. His father was never there. And so then it was like not until he, started playing basketball and started getting all this money and stuff. Then his father come around and then he acting like he mad at his mom because his father chose not to be there because his father wasn't there. Now he mad at his mom. And he said he stayed mad at her until the day that he found out that she died from cancer. And then he found out how fucking stupid he was to be mad at somebody that didn't have the power to control somebody else. And then on top of that, that same father that came around wasn't even trying to really be there. So the one person that was in his corner, he told that person to kiss his ass. God said, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to take that person away from you forever. And I'm going to leave your motherfucking dumb, stupid, ignorant ass out in the cold by your dumb fucking self. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you, Awakened Chosen 333. I'm like, how you gonna get mad at somebody for something that they didn't do? And you gonna think that you controlling somebody's destiny when you can't even control your own fucking destiny? When you're not even in control of your own life, but you trying to control something else? And see, somebody has no choice but to be on that journey. That's what they chose. You ain't got no choice but to be on that journey. Learning the lesson, apparently the hard way, the karma way. And then gonna talk about some, I wanna come back, but I don't want anybody else to know. What? Get your little job turkey ass the fuck on up out of here. Ain't nobody got time for games like that. What's the message, Spirit? Exactly, Melissa. Never bite the hand that feeds you. Yep. Like I said, somebody is getting some justice. If they ain't getting shit else, they getting fucking justice, okay? Because you know what? They see now how happy they were with you. You, the Empress, how happy they were, how nurturing you were to them, how spiritual you are, how you see, how connected you are. They realized that with you, they was going to get this. Plenty of opportunities, that wish fulfillment, and you was always going to give them the truth. Always going to give them the truth. Because the sun rose and shines around you. But somebody want to be all up in their feelings because of something that somebody else said about you that they didn't even have the balls or the fucking gall to come and tell you what the fuck was said for you to even be able to defend yourself. All because somebody was working with the motherfucking devil. Yeah. Somebody in your own family. Somebody that said that they loved you. But they loved you not enough to come and tell you what the fuck was being said about you. Is that love? No. Mm-mm. See, somebody that caused themselves to be controlled. Whatever logic they had, they didn't use it. They went after passion. They thought that there was somebody else there that was going to give them what they really wanted. The whole time they was already having it. Whole time they was having it with you. That's why that judgment call has been made. Because you know what? They was acting like a fucking snake. And they didn't even think nothing about it. Nothing about it. Whoever they was getting with, they was trying to keep that shit on the hush hush. Maybe they was, doing something strange for a little bit of change. And now they don't want to do that strange shit no more because they see how unfulfilled they feel. Yeah, doing something strange for a little bit of change. Not thinking that it's going to come back to bite them. It came back not only to bite them, it motherfucking devoured their entire life. This motherfucker cannot sleep because they so worried. They feel like somebody going to say, oh, you pissed me off. I'm telling the world about this shit tomorrow. Hey, Danny, 3 Love. Now somebody feel like a fool. They feel like a fool learning a lesson about bullshit when they should have said something. They should have told you, but instead, somebody like, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to just sit back. I'm going to straddle the fence. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to celebrate with somebody else in private. Yeah, okay. How that celebration going? How that celebration going? John Django Jingleheimer Schmidt IV. How that celebration going for you? I don't see no balloons. I don't see no party favors. I don't see none of this. I don't see none of that. How that going for you? How's it going for you? So who did you really deceive? Wasn't collective. They really deceived themselves. They played a trick on themselves so bad they can't get out of this. They cursed themselves so bad they cannot get out of it. Only way to get out of it, listen, let me tell you something. This motherfucker cursed themselves so bad they stuck. They stuck in that conflict, in that hardship. They stuck right the fuck there because they allowed somebody to change their mind about something that they already had with you, thinking that they could give them better. Careful. That cement has dried. That cement has dried. And somebody looking stuck like Chuck because they refuse to use some wisdom to look at who the fuck they was messing with. Hey, chosen one. Now every time they look at this old crazy motherfucker, this is all they see. You know? That's all they see. They thought they was really about to get some money that was going to straighten their life out. That little bit of chump change that they got, that shit, you know, like they say, when it easy come, easy go, easy come, easy go. They had got that money so quick. They thought my life is gonna change with this $10,000. They got that money so quick, and by the time they got their car note caught up, they phone bill caught up, this caught up, that caught up, and then they had the nerve to fucking try and go to the casino so they could double their money. That's when they fucked up. They took a gamble. This motherfucker took a gamble and worked with the wrong one. They took a gamble working with the wrong one, and now the truth is out. Oh, well. Let us know how that lye and acid and whatever other chemicals that you put together so that you could drink that thinking it was going to hurt the collective. Let us know how that tastes. Does it taste like strawberry? Does it taste like fresh oranges? Does it taste like blueberries just picked off the blueberry vine? What does it taste like? We don't want none because we see how it's fucking you up. We just wanted to know if it was worth it. That's it. Oh, chosen one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say a prayer for you. I want you to, after this, I want you to hit it. Okay? You can gain, you can regain, you can recapture. All right? But do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. I'm going to be saying a prayer for you that God is going to bless you with the perfect position for you. And remember this lesson that you learned. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. We're going to clear out the energy with the bell after the pendulum, and we are going to have a wonderful Friday. And chosen one, you are going to be back on track. Remain faith-filled. Ask God to send in the archangels on your behalf. And know that everything always works out. Always and in always. Let's swing the pendulum. All right, Spirit, which way is the pendulum going to swing this morning? It looks like it is a no. Looks like it is a no. All right, so let's go ahead And let's clear out this energy. And let us have a wonderful Friday, or whenever you see this video. I love you all. Thank you all. And we will see each other soon. And I'll be praying for you, chosen one, okay? All right, bye now.